Without a doubt, the coolest intro on Doc Sports YouTube channel. Welcome to the Gridiron Six-Pack. I'm Tony George. That guy over there, that's Griffin Murphy. How you doing, Griff?
I'm doing good, Tony. Another day back on the Gridiron Six-Pack. Another massive weekend on the Gridiron last week as far as the premium selections. Locked and loaded, ready to go for today's show, Tony. How you doing over there, my man?
4-2 last week on the show.
There we go. Bounce back.
Yeah, we had a bad week, and the week before that, we were 6-0. So we'll get some consistency here. I need that in my personal premium plays. I sucked last week. Want to get that 8,000-pound elephant out of the room. Going to shove all my chips in this week on one play and one play only in college football. Looks like my game of the year, and that's it. And probably do something similar in the NFL. We're going to talk about some marquee games, 3 marquee games. We're going to tackle the biggest and the best this week on the Gridiron Six-Pack. We're not afraid of it. We don't run from adversity. We embrace it.
That's right.
Come on. Texas A&M on the road at Mizzou. Griff, I have an opportunity to go down to this game. I just might do it.
You have to. Are you kidding me?
2.5 hour drive down to Columbia. Texas A&M 7-point favorite, 48.5. How good is Texas A&M? Well, they got them ranked number 3 in the country. They beat LSU so bad they fired Brian Kelly over it. They shredded that defense. They got one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the country. Missouri, not the same story.
Sure.
They are on their 3rd string true freshman quarterback for this game. Trivia's out. Mizzou off a loss at Vandy a couple weeks ago. Both these teams off a bye. Number 3 team in the country. Total 48.5. Missouri had an opportunity in this stadium against a top 5 team in Alabama here not too long ago. Couldn't get the job done. I know it's a touchdown, Griff. Spread here on the road in the SEC this time of year is always dangerous as well.
Sure. Yeah, Tony, I look at this game very interesting. And one thing that I want to answer up to is how good is this Texas A&M team? To me, they're too good. And that's how I'm about to approach this situation right now. So perfect on the season, 8-0. Their schedule has been very tough on top of that. They beat up on Notre Dame, Auburn, Florida, and then their most recent matchup took down LSU. These are not bad teams by any means. And this team is continuously prevailing. Now laying 7 points going into Missouri. And just so you guys know, that line has been shifting from 6.5 to 7. We are recording this on Wednesday, so obviously point spreads do adjust. Now, looking at this game right now, Missouri coming off a 7-point loss in their most recent matchup last week, or off the bye week against Vandy. So Matt Zollers will be taking over for Pabula at the quarterback spot due to an injury. This changes the entire dynamic of this Missouri football team. Pabula, that was a dual threat quarterback, and this guy's poised offensive biggest strength was he knew how to throw defenses off of their toes. That speed is always versatile, and that's what confuses college football defenses. So that's definitely a dominant force to have on any team when it comes to the quarterback position. Now, you look at a sequence like this, and everybody knows I love psychology. I love mass speculation. This game is bringing a lot of those tools to it. So current line 6.5 to 7. Nobody likes to tease college football, but when it's in marquee matchups, situations like that do come to prevail. So in a game like this, a lot of public sharp bettors could be looking at this game at 6.5, tease Texas A&M down to win that game straight up, knowing Mizzou's massive best quarterback in the nation is out in this situation. So all they have to do is win that game outright. That for me tends to always be the situation of when I look at games -6.5, -7, and the team is that much better, I look for that tease trap for a market wipeout. As a day trader, that is how I read the line. So when I look at a game like this, Texas A&M should be laying a bigger number. I believe this thing should be 8.5 to 9 points for the reason it's 7. I'm going to reflip this entire script. Give me Missouri first half line to come out early in this game. Coming off a bye, I believe they're going to come off very sharp. I know they've got Zollers getting the start here in this game. every single reason is why you should be on Texas A&M. I'm using the reverse psychology flip here. I believe Missouri comes out early in this game. Give me them plus 3.5 first half line, Tony, as I believe they are going to get it done. Ballsy call. I know it, and I love it, and I'm sticking to my guns. Let's shift gears. I can see him shaking his head. Let's get that winner.
No comment. No comment.
We've got the BYU Cougars rolling into Texas Tech. Texas Tech laying 10 points. We've got a total sitting at 52. Texas Tech, I will say, Tony, they're coming off a win in their most recent matchup against Kansas State. Despite the final score of that game, Kansas State, they were on my premium card. I watched the entire game. 5 turnovers on the offensive side. They had Texas Tech against the rope. Now, going into a situation like this, is that 8-1 record for Texas Tech a little bit more deceiving now that we've seen kind of how they've been scratching back and forth against some of these good teams, bad teams, median teams? Tony, very interested to hear your take. Texas Tech at home laying 10 points, total 52.5.
Well, you have the number 8 team versus the number 9 team in the polls. Now, you and I don't give a rat's ass about the AP poll, but you have the higher ranked team catching 10. Their BYU is one of only 3 unbeaten teams in college football. They have a win over Utah. Now, we all know what Texas Tech did to Utah in the season opener. Griffin, I know for sure because Griffin and I were both on Utah in that game. And they absolutely beat the piss out of them. BYU did not beat the piss out of them, but BYU, that is a war. BYU, Utah. Anybody who's from the west of the Rockies knows how big of a game that is. But nonetheless, I was impressed with the 41-27 win against Iowa State in Kinnick Stadium in Ames, Iowa. In, not inclement weather, but cooler weather. And you want to talk about balance. Now, going back to old school days, many of you old timers watching this show, there was a guy out there. He's still chugging. I think he's in his 70s now. I haven't talked to him. Matter of fact, I'm going to call him this week just to catch up. Joe Gavassi, old school handicapper, around for years and years and years. He always told me about the 200-200 club. He goes, that means you want a team that's so balanced that they're going over 200 yards passing a game and over 200 yards rushing a game. That travels well. BYU, how close are they to 200-200? They run the ball for 216 a game, and they pass the ball for 216 a game. That's balance. Now, Texas A&M or Texas Tech, number 1 in the country against the run. These guys spent more money in the transfer portal than anybody but Ohio State this year. And they built a team with money through the transfer portal, total 52.5. BYU scores 36, allows 17. Texas Tech, they have similar numbers as well. Give me the under 52.5. Give me the under. I think it's got backdoor cover written all over it. I still think Texas Tech's a really good team. I think Texas Tech's a better team than BYU. BYU's a little bit of a false 8-0. Their schedule has not been that strong. But as Griffin alluded to last week, I did watch that Kansas State game as well. And without the turnovers, they'd had a real tough – that score was very deceiving.
Sure. In
that game. And K-State is not as good as BYU. I'm just – FYI, I'll play the under in this one. Before we get to Oregon, Iowa, a big one up in Iowa City. You want right up there, right there, that's $60 for free for any new member. Why don't you add an additional 10% to that? Promo code BEARS10 in honor of Griffin's hometown NFL team, the Chicago Bears.
Got a winning season for once. 5-3 so far, Tony. Playoff contention is still in the rearview mirror, baby, or we're looking forward now.
One of the craziest wins I've ever seen in my life. My Lord. Nonetheless, against Cincinnati last week, Bears 10. That gives you 10% off any football package from Griff Murphy or Tony George, whether it be a weekend package, a best bet package, month or season-long package, 10% off. There's a promo. There's a box in any package. Just promo code. Type in Bears 10, automatic 10% off. All right, Oregon on the road off a bye week at Iowa. As I say every time we talk about Iowa, there's three things that are for sure in life: death, taxes, and Iowa has a good defense, and they have one again. And I have to admit, they got a little better offense than they've had over the past 3 or 4 years as well. However, Oregon, this is an animal. This is a beast. They're 6-point favorite on the road, total 40.5. How do you see it, Griff?
Yeah, Tony, it's the same story as you mentioned with this Iowa team. It's all about defense. Obviously, yes, their offense has ascended to the upside, but now you've got an Oregon team coming into this matchup. Oregon's not only top 5 in the nation when it comes to total yards of offense per game, they're also top 10 on defensive side when it comes to total yards of offense against. Oregon, deceiving win in their most recent matchup, coming off a bye, I must state. They beat Wisconsin in 21-7 final in their most recent matchup. That causes for controversy because Wisconsin, record's terrible this season. They haven't looked good all year long when it comes to the metric standpoint. But when you actually watch this Wisconsin team, they are a very physical team, especially on the defensive side. They pushed Alabama around. I know the scoreboard didn't show for it, but if you really tune into this team, they're kind of very similar to Iowa on the defensive side. They just can't close out on the other side of the field, or I'm sorry, their side of the field. Now you look at a situation like this, coming off a bye week. The obvious tactic here is Oregon's probably going to come out slow in this game after the bye week and deceiving 21 points of offense against Wisconsin in their most recent matchup. Again, I am not impressed with Iowa's offense this season. I understand it's gotten better. They're still a defensive team to me. I love the reverse flip once again here on a first half play. I think the Ducks win this game by a touchdown as far as in the first half. So I am laying the 3.5 points here with Oregon, as I believe they cover that first half line spread, and they go into second half up by a touchdown in this one. Tony, your thoughts?
Speaking of Wisconsin, I've got some breaking news. Breaking news. Now, Lenny's going to miss the breaking news, but that's okay. The top 10 national champion, top 10 alcoholic fan base, Wisconsin number 1, Nebraska number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody just sent me that.
I love it, man. I love it, man. I know Illinois is in there too. Illinois is top 5.
Camp Randall, baby. Well, let me give you the rundown. Let's see here. No, but Wisconsin, Nebraska, Tennessee, LSU, Minnesota, Michigan, Indiana. A lot
of Midwest, baby. A lot of drinking in the Midwest. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
The girls at the bar go, give me another 12-pack of Meister Brown and a bucket of chicken. All right.
Let's shift gears. We got NFL talk here, Tony. Let's roll into it. We've got the Baltimore Ravens rolling into Minnesota to play the Vikings. Vikings catching 3.5 points at home. Total sitting at 48.5. And I've got to say, Baltimore taking leaps. Tyler Huntley and Lamar Jackson in action. Tyler Huntley getting that win in 2 weeks ago, and now we've got Lamar back in action. They've won 2 consecutive matchups. Now back in playoff contention talks with a 3-5 record this season. Now we've got J.J. McCarthy leading the charge for Minnesota in this one at home after beating Detroit in a massive outright victory, divisional matchup, I should say, on the road in a 27-24 final. Tony, what's your take on this one?
Over 48.5.
Okay.
That's it. I'm not ready to lay 3.5. I'm not ready to lay 3.5 with Baltimore on the road. No. Not ready to do it. Their defense is still bad. And Minnesota just throttled a Detroit team that's better than Baltimore. And that was at Detroit. FYI, if you're not using Minnesota as a teaser, you're crazy. Guarantee you that right now. Give me the over 48.5. They will put up points on Minnesota without question. Jackson's a difference maker, and Minnesota's going to put up points. Addison and Jefferson against that secondary. You kidding me? McCarthy can throw the ball. Yeah, I'd take the over. LA Rams at San Francisco, plus 3.5 at home, Griff. Total 50. Already played this year, overtime game.
Sure. This, Tony.
This one here, this is my woodpile game of the week. There's a weasel in the woodpile somewhere.
Yep.
Rams should be laying 7.
We're going to get alternative with this one, Tony. So the Rams, for me, man, they are an absolute complete team in my eyes, offensively and defensively. But when you have Stafford leading the charge, toughest guy, best leader quarterback, I would say, in all football right now. You've got Puka Nacua. He is questionable right now. He will play in this matchup, would be my full anticipation. And then you've got Kyron Williams in the backfield as well as Blake Corum. These two guys are absolute speedsters. They know how to bust up the pile, and they open up that pass game for Matthew Stafford. And then you've got Sean McVay outside of Matthew Stafford, biggest leadership role in all football and one of the best head coaches in all football. Looking at a game like this, I just don't understand why the point spread is sitting at just 3.5 for the Rams. Obviously, these two teams, they squared off earlier on in the season, OT type of situation. And you look at a game like this, understanding all the circumstances with this, that 3.5 is very scary for me. Obviously, when you look at a game like this and you're smelling trap all over the place, that's where you're supposed to go the other way. I just can't fade the Rams in this sequence. Laying 3.5 points is tough for me. My best bet in this play, and I am giving, this is my play. Buy the point down. Take the Rams here at -2.5 or -3, whatever your line is. We're good with the push at 3. We're good with it at 2.5. I do not like backing San Francisco against the Rams right now. This team has won 3 straight matchups. They're absolutely rolling right now. Now rolling into San Francisco. I believe Stafford's just going to keep that chip on his shoulder and get it going. So in this matchup, buy the point down to 2.5 for the Rams in this matchup. Lay it. If you have to lay it at 3 because it's too chalky, I love that play as well. Catch the push or catch the win. I'm not backing the Niners here. So there you guys have it. That is my selection on this one. And now let's get to our last segment of the show, Tony. It's the teaser. We've got Pittsburgh involved and Atlanta. Let's hit it.
Let's hit it one more time, though. Liddy, cue me up. The discount code BEARS10. That is 10% off any football package from Griffin Murphy or Tony George. Us two exclusively. Bears10. Any package you can find on the website in football, Bears10. And if you've never been a member, get over to Docs, get that free $60 right there. There's a link. There's also a tab on the website. If you're confused, it's docsports.com. It's a destination website. Go get the free $60. We'll park it in your account. Comes with a profit guarantee. There you go, folks. Free stuff. Teaser. Let's do it. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers. +9 at the Chargers. Mike Tomlin, he gonna bring them. He gonna bring it. I don't know if they can beat them. I'd lean Pittsburgh +3 in that game, believe it or not. I'm not sold on the Chargers yet, Griff, but I will take Pittsburgh the way their defense played. We talked about it last week. I gave them to you on the show, or you gave. I think me or you gave it to them. I think you did. We took Pittsburgh in that game on the Gridiron show last week against Indy because Indy hadn't played anybody, and they proved it. Now, Indy's a good team, don't get me wrong, which leads me into my next bet. They're a good team. They're not a great team. Give me the Dirty Birds in Berlin, Germany. That's right, the home of Adolf Hitler. We're going to Germany for this one here. The Falcons take on the Colts. Colts off a loss there at Pittsburgh. I think Atlanta's a year away. They're a year away.
Yeah.
But what do you got in this game? And you might want to look at the total in that game too. On the under, just FYI, what do you got in this game? You got the 2 best running backs in the NFL. 2 out of the top 3. You got to throw McCaffrey in there from San Francisco. But Bijan Robinson, Jonathan Taylor, what are you going to do in this game? You're going to run the football. That keeps score low, keeps score tight. Add 6 points to the 6 they're already getting. Give me Atlanta +12, along with the Steel Curtain +9. TJ Watt, do some damage against Justin Herbert. I'll take him. That's the Gridiron 6-pack this week. You can catch Griffin Murphy and I over at DocSports.com every day of the week. We got college basketball. We got NBA. We got NHL. We got college football and everything else in between in the NBA, if you want to bet it right now. Too much load management. I just did a rant on that today, on today's video, by the way, and called up Griff this morning, got him out of bed and ranted to him. Didn't I?
You did. These injuries, man, it's chaos.
Injuries, my ass. Load management. Get your butt up off the bench. Get out of your street clothes. You're making $50 million a year. Go play some ball. That's what we're paying you for. Let's go. We're going to be playing some ball over at Doc's this weekend. Our football picks are out on Thursday. Be sure and get over there. Use these discount codes. And, yeah, I don't have a leg to stand on, Griff. I'm putting out an 8-unit game of the year. That's it in college football this week.
I love it.
Period. And Griffin Murphy will have some top plays for you as well. You still rolling, Griff?
I'm rolling, Tony. I am. I smacked my 7-unit best bet with Illinois on Saturday, and then on Sunday I had my 6-unit with the Rams. So I cashed both my top plays. Currently 27-16 with NFL and college football combined for about $5,000 in profit this season. Rolling right now, Tony. Looking at a 7-unit on Saturday, 6-unit on Sunday. Got them already circled up. Ready to go, baby.
DocSports.com. Thanks for tuning in.